something about, that let's learn today. This is something that you all know. We're going to make it, which makes it sound more interested that, that you guys would really like to hear about it. But first of all, the topic says that we're going to learn about segregation way of life. But it is going to get more interesting in the other half where we're going to also talk about that how sustainability is not just like one-time project, but actually full-fledged jobs and careers that you can actually take forward, right? So we're going to quickly look at it. So through GDF's profile, I'm going to take you through a little bit journey of, that how segregation becomes a way of life. So quick intro about us that we have started from 2011. We are NGO which is Delhi NCR based. What we are doing exactly is we're majorly working on four themes, which is waste management, climate change, air pollution, and water security. That's what we are doing. We are engaging, we are making awarenesses, we are talking to students like you, we are going to industries, companies, CSRs, whatever is required where we can make a difference or a change. That's what we are doing under Green Dream Foundation. We're taking all these four things that are hard. So that's what we're doing. We're present in our presences, across India. Majorly, we are working in Jashpur, which is Odisha, Hisar, Haryana, Delhi, NCR, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. All these areas where the remote locations where you find actually the community wants to work for environment and they are far, far way ahead what we are actually doing in a metropolitan city like Delhi. Trust me, your mind just got blown away when you see the women is taking those methods that you're trying to teach them here today. Composting has become such a fashionable thing. It has become such a very important thing. Oh my God, you're doing composting. Wow. That's something which women in the villages and remote areas are doing every day. They know that their waste is their responsibility. And that's how we get to know when we are going to the other areas of India. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to boost livelihood, which is our waste collectors and waste pickers, a community which is untouched, a community where people are not very interested to give them something. They always fall under informal waste collectors category. Ours is one of the first organizations which has given medical insurances to the waste collectors, women waste collectors of Hisar. We have 23 beneficiaries under us, which covers all the kind of medical things that they are going through. And not just for them, for their entire families. That's what we're doing for the livelihoods. Then we're driving zero waste campaigns and by keeping circularity and sustainability at the bottom of our heart. We're going to talk about sustainability as a term also, but a little later. Next week. Yeah, you can take it over. So recent milestones, I'm going to go quickly here on this. So these recent milestones are, this was our, plasticophilic. This is a whale that we made in Pragati Maidan in your 2021-2022, where we actually made this out of plastic polythenes. That is tons of plastic polythenes, and it was just a significancy thing that we could show to MOHUA. There were secretaries there were government officials there. We wanted to show that this is the kind of waste that only Delhi is emitting. It is much more than that. So this was symbolic, but this was alarming, and this is still alarming. And by 2030, there will be much more plastic than we have fishes in the sea. That's a fact, and that's where we're all heading as well. Next slide. So we also do wall paintings with our different partners. As I just said that we're working with multiple industry partners as well. We do these paintings. If you want to see some of our work in Delhi, you can go to Waste Wonder Park, Nizamuddin flyover. You can go to GK1. They will say one more flyover. You can go to Mahipalpur. That's one more flyover. You can also see our work at Minto Road. So there are multiple flyovers that you can see our work. And that's not just some graffiti. That's not some murals. It actually has a story. If you cover it from start to end, you get to learn. So that's what you're doing, right? So after this, yeah. So again, same. You can skip this. This is again same. This is just inaugural picture. Okay, this is something new that we have started. We are doing rethinking public spaces. So this is a flyover, and this is a place from Bihar, right? So this is the area that you can see in the left picture, which is unused, and that it was later turned into a badminton court. It was turned into that, so that youth can actually utilize the space, and that's what we did as GDF because we want to rethink spaces also. So guys, I want to tell you one more thing. Environment is just not about our पेड़ लगाएं. That's not it, right? पेड़ लगाने के बाद ध्यान रखना होता है. And after that, there are much more things that you do under environment because that's the society that you're living in. Every external stimuli factor affects your environment. That's one of the entire thing that we are trying to do. You need to rethink your spaces. अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, beautifying लग रहा, what do you do? You think. When you think, then you do this. Next slide. Yeah. So we are doing climate action to plantation. I just suggested that we are working on the fourth theme, which is air pollution and climate action. Via this, we have done 12,000 plus trees of plantation over 1.5 year, which is in association with Luminous. and the locations are in Himachal, in Uttarakhand, in Tamil Nadu, and in Gurugram, which is Haryana. We are doing that. The unique point of this is we are not just planting trees, we are taking care of them for 2 years. Because a research and study showcases that if you take care of a sapling for 2 years, it will grow itself. Nature is beautiful. If you give and allow the time to the plant, it will actually hold the roots and will grow itself. So that's what it is. Next slide. Okay, so here we're going to spend a little more time, and since I would want you to play your video, can I just say, okay? All right. So if you could see integrated solid waste management. Now, what is integrated? Now, integrated is a fancier term that we have used for sustainable waste management. Sustainable waste management is where you're trying to live a zero waste journey. You're trying to make the journey of your waste start from your own dustbin, end in your own dustbin. That is your zero waste journey of your entire sustainable waste management, and that's what you also call segregation way of life, which the poster says. Now, how it becomes a way of life? It's not about two bins. It's not about green, blue. Can you please tell me? Like, I would just want to check a little bit. What does the blue bin stands for? Anyone? Girls? What do you put in blue bin? What kind of waste? Dry or wet? Sure? Okay, okay. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it. This is my college. Please accept a little better. I'm gonna ask again. What do you put in blue bin? That's dry waste. And green bin is wet waste. What is wet waste? Yeah. Okay, alright, great. So, okay, so I think I was saying that I think there's nothing to feel shy about. I didn't know that I'm going to make a career in environment, and trust me, the sooner you realize, the better you know that you need to work on environment every day. You realize, job November, May, there's this, people get to see crackers, there's a lot of, there's smoke, you have to wear masks. It's an entire year process. Asia will not get better in 1 month. Grab is putting something that the government is doing. What are we doing? Did we carpool? Did we took a metro? Did we took a bus? What did we do? Nothing. We're waiting in November में graph लगेगा, then we lose all even. That's not how it is. So when you get to also see green blue bin, रुक जाओ 2 minutes. Think, analyze. What are you putting where? किसी ने blue bin में भी डाला हो सकता है green, some very spoiled tissue or something wet. That means in our human psyche, we'll all start putting the heap of waste in the same bin. We will not realize and wait that what is it. So this is your alarming point which you need to think that we are here sitting in a room where we are doing our bachelor's degree. We want to know that what is green and blue stands for. That's where you start your thinking. So okay, I'll do it. Blue bin is dry waste, green bin is composting, which is your wet waste, all your kitchen waste, organic waste, all your flowers, garlands, everything get into the in the green bin. Green bin goes for composting, which is making your manure, जिसे हम हिंदी में खाद कहते हैं. Blue bin is about your dry waste, which all goes to recycling. So right now I'm not covering hazardous waste. Right now I'm not covering what is glass. I'm not getting into e-waste. Indore has become the first city, cleanest city, and it's consecutively winning because they have 7 types of segregation of bins that they're sending to their waste wala vehicle. That's what they're doing, and that's how the difference is coming. They're sending the pickup and drop of the vehicle of the waste twice. सुबह भी जाता है शाम को भी जाता है. That's how it happens. हम एक बारी भी fill नहीं कर पा रहे हैं right bins. That's the difference that we are doing. Okay, so when you actually start segregating, so we believe in GDS core mantra is that we believe in segregation at source. Now what is source? Source हम है. आप अपना कचरा फैला रहे हैं, आप अपने कचरे को सिर्फ 2 बाल्टियों में अलग कर दीजिए. It's not about color. I'm not saying to go home and then buy green and blue. No extra kharcha I'm asking you to do. You have to take 2 buckets. It's a behavioral change. It's a behavioral change that you start today. When you start doing it, you'll question this is an extra effort, but then you'll realize it will blend so beautifully in your life that you will realize that it is much more easier. It does twofold type of a job. A, it gives you a better clarity that what did you do with your waste. B, it brings a very dignified role to the waste collector. उसको थैली खोल के कचरा अलग नहीं करना पड़ेगा. वो कर रहा है बाकियों के लिए, but when you start it today yourself, you're reducing the work for him also. You're giving him a dignified livelihood. He doesn't deserve to touch your waste, right? We can do that, right? We're eating, we're spilling, we're spoiling. Can we not collect our waste? That's just 1 minute of a thought that you have to put. Right after that, when the waste collectors picked it up, then the wet waste goes to composting. Okay, Composting is of different types that we'll also learn. Aerobic, vermicomposting, there's different type of composting. GDF is doing aerobic composting at BRT Joseph Barrow Supermark, Chirag Delhi, and Greater Kailash Block B. That's what they're doing. They are green-based composting in association with Municipal Corporation Delhi. We're doing that and we're running the plants for them. So we are making around 300 kgs, 500 kgs of compost over 2 to 3 months. And here the households are involved. Households which segregate waste, they send it to us. So we have impacted over 500 plus residents of that particular area of Chirag Delhi, Panchil Park, Panchil Enclave, Greater Kailash blocks. So that's how we've been doing the activities with them. After that, when the dry waste is sorted, the dry waste then goes to recycling. Right? Now, if you've all heard about linear economy, circular economy, I just did a brief on it. Linear economy is आपने खरीदा, you used it, you consumed it, you threw it in a dustbin. It's not going a full circle. It's a straight line. When you do a circular economy, in circular economy, you took it, okay, from the tree, the raw thing came, manufacturing happened, consumption हुआ, consumption के बाद you segregated it, and then it is coming to life cycle back. I don't know how many of you know it. In Mumbai, in Indore, and other areas, plastic is being used to make roads. There's plastic in roads mixed with alcohol and everything, right? So that's happening. Apart from it, plastic is people are making shoes out of it. People are making products out of it. Recycling, upcycling has become another sort of industry where people are interested in working. Apart from it, now the products are being made in a way कि thought process है कि वो वापस होके recycle होगा. There's a difference between recycling and circular economy. We're thinking the products now in a way that it has to come back to the cycle again and something else will become of that, right? Now I want you to play a little video. So we have a video, guys. It's a video from Hisar, alright? This is a video where I'm educating women. So because I believe in India, yeah, just a second. Sanjay, you need to play it after 28 seconds, I guess. 28 seconds, right? So, this is a video that I'm going to show you for one simple reason. All these women standing in this video are not literate, right? So they're the queen of their household. We need to learn one thing. Sitting in a women college right now. It's fortunate or unfortunate, however it is. Kitchen is still associated as a synonym with a woman, right? The women are still making double of the time of effort what other people are making in a household. They're also taking care of children. They're also taking care of other members of the household, and they're also taking care of environment. One little thing that we could do with for our mothers is can help her getting the trash out. That's the only thing that we're trying to do it here. And understand, I've used proper Hindi. I'm sorry if some of you doesn't understand Hindi in the class here, but this is all proper Hindi, and they are not very comfortable about knowing about sanitary waste, hazardous waste. So you would also learn and how do you address these things with people when you talk to them like that. Sanjay, now you can play. Yeah, you can play from here. Okay, so this is the video where you realize that it is, all the women standing there wanted to learn about what kind of category based it was. We believe in a level of pray, persuade, and then penalize. Penalize करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है because I believe that when humans actually make an effort, जब हम change लाना चाहते हैं, हमें कोई नहीं रोक सकता. You just need to have a stronger will. That's how you perform and that's how you move ahead in life and that's how you bring change. तो अगर आपने को फैक्ट पढ़ा था 40 to 80 in 3 months, that was the condition when we joined those colonies. People didn't know. People were arguing कि मटर का छिलका तो सूखा होता है मैडम. तो मैं क्यों डालूं उसको उसमें क्या कहते हैं गीले में थोड़ी आएगा. वो आप सूखे में ले जाओ. अंडे का छिलका तो सूखा होता है मैडम. टाइट शेल होता है. क्या बात कर रहे हो? So it took us very, very long. It took us door to door every day. We looked at people's waste, we looked at their bills, we checked it. It was a rigorous, rigorous activity, and that's what we call as IEC, Information, Education, and Communication. That's what we did with them. 80%, and currently Hisar is our oldest project where we have also involved waste collectors, women beneficiaries, and the colonies are segregating 100%. You come, you visit our facilities any point of time. We are open to show it to students also. We are very, very welcome that you guys, and those facts are something that I'm not saying and making it up because I'm here to deliver a talk today. We have achieved 100% segregation levels. Same as in Jharkhand, same as in Hisar, and in Delhi, we are, thriving every day. Right? Okay. So IEC just learned. IEC there's another way also we do door to door and we also come to schools and colleges. That's how we do IEC because we feel कि बात करने से बात बनती है. आप जब बात करेंगे, जब आप उस टॉपिक के बारे में और समझेंगे, तब आपको पता चलेगा कि there is a difference that you are making. There is segregation way of life. गीला सूखा अलग करना है, पर अलग करने से क्या होता है? That is the communication. That is the conversation that we have to take forward. Next slide. Alright, so we talked about composting. I'll give a little of a hint of you here. Home composting is also popular, but what kind of composting that you can see is those are the bits that we run in Greater Classes, one of our facilities that we do. Right, that's the team member who's standing behind it. So our team is versatile. We do the things on ground also. I want to tell you this thing also when you want to make a change, guys. So so you used to have a term in sociology, so there were also sociologists which were armchair sociologists, right? There was a term like that. We used to do research, अच्छा अच्छा लिखते थे, print करते थे, and we used to read work. But there were also sociologists who were, ethnographers who were also doing research, who were also writing, who were doing dirt of the job. So when you come on the field, you have to do multiple tasks. You can do it. You have to work like this also. You have to work this also, which my team is doing today. It's a versatile job. Desk jobs unfortunately नहीं होती हैं जब आप impact लाते हो. That's not how it works, right? So I also started from here today doing this. I'm gonna go back to this side again because it's my calm. This is my work, right? And that's how you have to feel passionate about your work. Doesn't make me smaller. Doesn't make me smaller to look at the waste of other people. Here I'm making a request. Start looking at your own waste. Start doing the segregation, right? So after that, we sort the waste out. Then after that, we do the composting. So that two types of composting. Aerobic is only oxygen. आप लोग layers में waste डालते हैं. Scientific method है. You cover it with leaves. Let it to decompose. 45 to 50 days in summer, 60 to 75 days in winters because sun का जरूरत होता है. And after that, when it gets decomposes, it gets your manure. Vermicomposting, we need the microbes to do their job, and that's a little more costlier on the part. So a lot of the firms and organizations don't do it, but it's a faster way of getting the results. That's how you do it. Because to find the exact level of microbes is also a little difficult portion. That's why a lot of industries, a lot of plants are doing the aerobic composting. It's more easier here, right? Because that's happening through air and sunlight. Next slide. Okay. So that's part of aerobic composting. That's the deal that I told you. You have to do layering, and then after the layering, you get that brown kind of compost. We could have brought a sample here today, but our process are like still in making. We are still getting our waste decomposed. So we get this very fine powder quality like compost. which we sell at a very minimal rate and amount, only if the people are interested in buying. We also give it to park management authorities in Chirag Delhi and GK, so that we also get the composting pH level tested. pH levels होता है खाद का. अगर बहुत citrus, अगर आपके पास बहुत सारे संतरे के छिलके हैं, संतरे का छिलका coconut will never get you a very beautiful quality of compost. That's also something that we got to learn when we started composting. Citrus Shilpa can get decomposed but get you very bad pH level, which is not good for your plants when you put into manure. It can be put into the grass, वैसे use हो सकता है, but that compost is not good for your plants. So that's also how you get to know. And these composts, in the name of organic composting, are being sold at Amazon and other, pages like e-commerce at a very, very higher cost. But if you realize, if you start doing it in your homes today, home composting, बहुत सारे lectures and tutorials you can get in actually GBA also. We get those tutorials as well, that how do you do home composting, right? And we can let you know that how do you do that. Next slide. Okay. Okay, so we also do this. So this is really interesting. It's a bit more closer to our heart because this is more closer to Delhi. So dry waste collections are collections that we do from door to door. Ours is the only organization that wants to make the segregation a way of life very, very seriously. And that's how we do it. We have houses and homes in Noida, NCR, where our informal waste collectors go. We have trained them. They're not formal. They're not working with municipal corporation. They're not working with mud authority. They're not working with GMDs. They're not working with any government bodies. We have picked these people who live in Sarfabad, Sector 73, Noida. It's a community of 30 waste collectors that we train them, and now the day, and that has been led by Monica. She goes to all the houses with these waste collectors door to door. We get the dry waste, and the dry waste properly cleaned. Milk packets are all washed, cleaned. उनके corner से बचा के रखे होते हैं. That's how you do it when you actually have a dialogue every day, with people. It's an effort, but that's an effort. I also have questions कि हमें क्या मिलेगा करके. You're doing it for the environment, right? Mother Earth. You to live on this. This is your home. Home is not मेरा चार दीवार का घर. Home is not my home of that brick, that cement where I place my beautiful interiors. Home is that your planet is suffering. So if you do take one step today, it's gonna get beautiful. And I think no day is better than to talk about that what waste actually plays a role. If you dispose it properly, if you do it properly, people will not burn dry waste. The air will not get contaminated. It will not get polluted. Landfills में fire कम लगेगी, right? Landfill fires are horrible. People die who are working there. So it's something which we don't talk about because हमारे घर के पास नहीं है ना. It's not near our house. How many landfills are there in Delhi? Any idea? Any guesses? Bigger landfills, the bigger landfills I'm talking, not the smaller ones. I'll tell you three bigger landfills, that's fine. Balaswa, Ghazipur, Okhla. We have three bigger landfills. In one of these landfills, wet waste अब accept नहीं होता है because the capacity has been reached. Right? So there's only two landfills. Ghazipur ki news, I don't know if you have guys have seen it or not. There was a time your own dramatic society Anubhuti did a play on that where people died. They did the play on waste collector story, right? So that's what the play name was Mela Kuchela. I don't know how many of you watched that play. I was a part of that society as well. So that was the play which depicted the life of people who died in Ghazipur's landfill because the height was like a pyramid, right? Bilaspur is doing well because उन्होंने circular motion में बना दिया, but still the waste is going there every day. Every day the waste is going to these landfills. So what we can spare if we adopt segregation as a way of life. Next slide. Right? Okay, so these are our CSR partners and strategic partners. Now moving over to the better part of the talk. So this is about how the segregation is way of life. Now I'm going to talk about the term sustainability. Sustainability is something we feel which is very very fancy. I'm going to make a career in sustainability. I'm going to make a career in something ecology. I'm going to make a career in sustainable waste management. I'm going to talk make something different. But when you actually boil it down, sustainability is just a key word. उसके साथ कुछ कुछ और लगेगा. What do you want to do? Sustainability manager, researcher, analyst, what do you want to do with the word, with the term? Term type करने से LinkedIn पे या किसी और जगह पे नौकरियां नहीं आएंगी, unfortunately, right? So let's talk about we do cleanup drives, right? We do so you can have the last page. Yeah, thank you. You guys please sit down. Okay. So what I say is when we talk about one-time projects, cleanup drives करते हैं, plantations करते हैं, right? Quizzes करते हैं. Today we are having this talk. Sit down. Please, that's fine. Okay, talk because you have to play a video later. So you can say it, right? So talk करते हैं. Is it going to spark a conversation? Yes, it is going to spark a conversation very beautifully. It will definitely make a difference, but it will be one time. It'll be one time, right? So one time वो conversation spark होगा. If you have to do something longer, and what do? You make a career in it, right? And I'll tell you, 10 years before people were talking AI is going to be future. That's still debatable, right? ChatGPT and everything. I'm hoping you're not writing your tutorials to ChatGPT. I'm hoping that's happening. Okay. So, all right, because I hope that plagiarism is a thing now in the college. So, and that I learned hard way. I was also caught doing plagiarism a lot of times. I was caught doing hard way until the time I didn't read, wrote my own research paper. It's harder, guys, but it's very, very, fulfilling inside when you write your own words. So, yeah, so AI is debatable, it's spatial or not, but I'll tell you something today. Sustainability is the future. It's currently happening. अभी हो रहा है. नौकरियां हैं, but we don't know how to find it. So when you want to actually boil it down, how do you research jobs? How do you actually make a career in this? You do it through ESG. Now, what's ESG? ESG is not some fancier, environment term. ESG is something where you actually make your careers, where you actually make sure that that is something that you're going to actually take it forward in your life. It is environmental social governance, right? There are three pillars. Three pillars have go. Environmental criteria is, so I'm going to take a little bit on the theoretical criteria of all these three things. So environmental criteria is where the organizations or the companies or industries have to be worried about that their product or their byproduct, what is the impact that is making on environment? Are they hampering water bodies? Are they hampering animal body? Their flora and fauna? Are they actually creating trouble the way that they're disposing their waste? So all those things are very, very important when you talk about environmental criteria in organizations and industries. लेट मी टेल यू वन मोर थिंग. एनवायरमेंटल क्राइटेरिया सबसे डिफिकल्ट है टू रिपोर्ट. क्या इम्पैक्ट दिखाओगे? एक कंपनी है, उसका केमिकल फ्लो करता है पानी में, पता क्या चलेगा कितना फ्लो किया, कितना परसेंट पानी खराब हो गया, पानी को उतने परसेंट को रिवाइव कैसे किया, हाउ वुड यू टेक इट आउट? That's where the role of sustainability managers, researchers come in. There are proper courses on it. Our organization is also offering internships in such places. They're giving hands-on experience that how do you do it. So, for example, when we do plantations, like I did, told you for humanists, they want data. डेटा सबको चाहिए. एक्सेल, डोंट थिंक that you're doing a course of humanities, don't think तो मुझे क्या करेगा एक्सेल, एक्सेल मेरे काम नहीं आएगा. एक्सेल काम आएगा, formulas काम आएंगे. You'll have to be very, very skilled when you actually learn something, even if it's theoretical. I also used to feel like, oh yeah, I know maths काम, that's fine, I'm done with maths long time in school. No, it comes. You have to be very, very skilled with these basic tools. You have to be skilled with Microsoft Office. That's what you do. So when we've been asked कि आपके पेड़ों ने कितनी ऑक्सीजन एमिट की कि CO2 reduced हुआ, we were like, what? Then we realized that we need to find formulas which is talking about it. How do you do the carbon sequestration ka calculation? How are you actually impacting those communities which are living around the plantation area? We figured AQI apps also जहाँ पे considerably 8 degree Celsius temperature कम था. We figured that as well. That's how you're doing under environmental criteria, and that's how you're taking your jobs in it. Social criteria is about how to take care of their employees' mental health, well-being, etc., etc. Governance is then actually governance. That are you adhering to the laws which are happening under social and environmental criteria as well. That's what is governance about, because now government has certain bylaws that if the industries will not have ESG positions filled, so that companies will very, very find hard to find the investors. People are today, it's booming. Any bigger names you take, Amazon, Google, Volkswagen, whatever names that you take, all these companies just not does not CSR, corporate social responsibility. People knew one career in life that CSR कर लेंगे. क्या करोगे CSR में? What would you do? CSR is something that a company can give you a project, plants लगा दिए, waste management कर दिया, fine, impacts driven the numbers, reports done, finish. But ESG is actually asking you to show impact, to show data, to show the life has changed, to show that actually it is making sense or not. And how is ESG going to hurt industry value? I'll tell you how. Because investors, any of the bigger, press firms who want to cover it, they are not going to be interested because ESG is here to stay. It's here to stay in a way Why? Global challenges. COVID happened. You're a generation which survived COVID. You realize that? It's something that you should be thankful every day. You survived something which WHO actually claimed, that it's Mahamari, right? We survived that. So we are that luckiest lot who saw it, who saw the changes. I'm very, very sure people went through mental, physical, emotional changes during that period. We were still privileged, right? If COVID also happened to you, very unfortunate, but we were very, very privileged, that we were about to get out of it. And because of that, to balance economy, not just, your monetary terms, but your social and cultural capital also became important under ESGs in these industries, right? So what is social and cultural capital? This was valued. Your skills were valued. Your ways were valued. That's how ESG came into picture. Now one will ask, ma'am, how are you getting to ESG? Courses hai. There are courses that have been offered by different universities. TERI is doing this, TIS is doing it, right? There are proper streams and domains of sustainability courses that you can take up and do, right? That's what is happening. You can take up internships which are related to this area where you're only working on integrated waste management. Like we have internships in Delhi which is only working on integrated waste management. If you like traveling, then we have work under plantation area as well. That's what we are doing, and that's what ESG is also offering. Now, how do you make your career in it better? You do networking. आप communication करते हो. Make your profiles on LinkedIn today, right? Make your profiles on LinkedIn. Have a proper bio. Talk very proudly that you're a psychology student, or you're a philosophy student, or you're a history student, because nobody can take that cultural capital away from you. कोई भी नहीं ले सकता वो आपसे. What Socrates has taught you, what Durkheim, what Marx have taught you, nobody is, asking it up there. But I used to feel when I used to talk about these Western scholars, how it's going to make my life easier. So I still remember there was this thing that I learned from Marx that he used to believe in, that there should be no free labor, right? And I believe that I have done until now single day no unpaid internship, not done it, right? I've not done that. But I also realized the value that if I'm doing an unpaid internship somewhere in my struggling days, which I call, when I was a student like you, I actually chose मुझे cultural capital क्या मिलेगी वहां से. If it was worth doing an unpaid internship, I did it because that brought laureate and experience to me. That brought confidence in me that that I want to work further. And then you grew, right? We have expectations that let's have a package of 40,000 per month, 50,000 per month. How do you achieve it, darling? You achieve it when you start learning, when you start working, when you start researching. That's when you achieve that place and pedestal that you get that package. It's not difficult. It is there. Monetary terms, people would feel that that NGO doesn't give you money, right? What a non-government organization is going to give you. That's not true. That's not true. If you're very true to your cause, if you're true about making your knowledge diverse, let me tell you, ESG is not just about you done some course and degree in environment or sociology, or you're going to do it. People from background of finance, people from background of commerce, people from background of science are taking turns today because sustainability is here to stay. Sustainable क्या word है? Sustainable is that making use of the resources in such a way that future generation is able to use it. That's sustainable. That's sustainability, right? So if I am working on a product today that could be consumed 50 years later, so which career is booming? Which career is booming? There are pretty much careers which are still settled. There are pretty much careers where your basic careers, white collar jobs, blue collar jobs, you know about it. But this is a stream, this is a domain which is still yet to be searched, right? Which is yet to be searched, and that's where ESG comes in picture. Okay, I'm going to take certain names that you can also, kind of research about them. So, how those job roles actually, you can find. There are renewable energy project managers. There are sustainability managers. There is environmental engineer. There is renewable energy project manager, social impact analysis. Now, all these positions are not just names; they're actually making a difference in it. For example, social impact analysis is आपने कितनी कम्युनिटी को आईसी दी और उसके बाद उसमें क्या चेंज आया. यू आर शोइंग थ्रू ग्राफ्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई एबल टू शो 40% मैंने वो लिया 600 घर थे, 600 घर का 40% निकाला, फिर उसका 80% निकाला. दैट्स हाउ आई गॉट टू नो कि सेग्रीगेशन कैसे हो रहा है. So it's not something that you're going to make some big work papers. That's not going to happen. It's only going to work around the idea when you place your basic skill set knowledge with your cultural capital that you took from your own subject, right? So on this note, I would like to give two concluding thoughts here. That today we learned about how segregation really becomes a way of your life, it becomes a way of your life, then you start changing behavioral things in you today, right? When you start taking an effort about wet waste and green waste, dry waste, and you start making that change into your two bins today. We learned about it. How can you make your actual careers in sustainability and ESG? On this note, even Green Dream Foundation is offering internships. We have summer internship. May June is very near. You're going to get done with your even semester exams. Please reach out to us. There are multiple ways. You can directly DM also, or you can get in touch with Avni. Because they're in touch with me. You can get in touch with them. All I need one thing is that we are looking for committed folks. I'm not looking for people who are gonna come and let's do some breezy internship because our internships are hard, dude. You just saw. Our internships are hard. We're gonna make you field work also. We're gonna make you write reports also. We're gonna make you travel also. And I believe that there is nothing such thing where we have gender biased roles. We don't have it. I can do it, you can do it, we all can do it. That's what I believe in, right? Because to me, I get those reactions when I go to these big meetings where I'm the only woman representing waste management, right? It's a different level of cake. Let me use your Gen Z word. It's a different level of cake. You're sitting there, you're the decision maker in a room full of folks who are looking at you. What is this one woman going to do? She's going to bring change. That's what I'm going to do, right? So that's what I'm also looking forward in the folks that we hire. Okay. Please don't think that we have only, of course, there's a preference towards people who are interested towards environment and, maybe part of Avani or doing a course like that because we are also looking for, again, as I said, capital culture, but, social culture, but we're also interested in folks who are very, very passionate about it, right? And lastly, on this note, I feel a little emotional today because I think life has come full circle in all the ways because I was sitting here in the crowd learning and thinking, what is psychology going to make me? What is it going to land me into? It took me 3 years to explain people it's a course, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful course which changes your life. I feel everybody, every school, every college should taught psychology because it's the science of life. It's the science of society, right? That's what I learned and that's what I've been applying